Yeah, this week has been like the energy. The energy has to push myself for it.
I had a weird dream about my old dog. It was really weird.
Dreams after you wake up and then go back to sleep are usually the worst. They're super weird. They're terrifying.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Waffle Talk, the show where we talk about dice, camera, action. And this last week was a doozy. Just so you know, if you're in the chat and you type something in the chat, it's going to appear on the screen. So as we go, feel free to type stuff, and we'll try to address it as we roll along. Hello to Ravenna666, and hello to Luca Trupa, and Dylan, and Sean, and me.
We're a double.
Oh, and J. Dotver. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to the Waffle Talking. Luca, you missed the last few streams. That's okay. They're on YouTube. You can check them out. Actually, yes, we did yesterday's special episode to do episode 120, and on the YouTube channel, almost immediately, we got comments from two of the people that I met at the show, which is good because
awesome.
I wanted to meet, I wanted to talk more with them, so I'm glad that they popped up, because it was just like chaotic, and they kind of disappeared before I could really talk to them very much. So, yeah, so it was a long week, right? So there was episode 120, which was the live show. There was the Dice Camera Action Q&A. There was episode 121, which was on Tuesday. There was the Acquisitions Inc. game, which Evelyn was in. There was the pre-Acquisitions Inc. game that I think Strix was in.
Yeah.
And they just dropped yesterday a special kind of podcast that it's the Cathrismus story, which has everybody from the Waffle crew and everybody from the C team together. And I believe they taped this when they did the episode 100 stuff. So I actually watched Cathrismus story part 1, so we could talk about that a bit. At the end, Ravenna, what was this episode? Yeah, this episode 121 was nutty. And hi, Scotty. Sima, it was, as Nate says, a weird episode. It really was.
Weird
episode. So, Shauna, do you want to recap this thing?
Yep, let's just go through this thing as
All right.
possible. So this kind of takes place right after the or concurrently with the Unplugged episode from previously, and Diaz and Paulton question the doppelganger that they left alive. Get information that the confirmation that the mage that Strix polymorphed and Paulton counterspelled was indeed Manchun, and they are in deep trouble. So while that's happening, Aquarius Stormar stops by to basically make sure that the bakery is presentable when a representative of the Bakers Guild comes by to inspect it. And during that time, a few customers come in, including the Castellanter children, accompanied by their tiefling nanny, which the Jenks befriends. And at the same time, Alcoria tells Strix that why hasn't she dealt with Simon? Which basically means that Strix basically can polymorph Simon into a real boy for an hour. And so she does that, and they might regret it. So Simon spends an hour, learning what it's like to be human, basically like becoming a disaster pair with Squidly, and airing out the unsaid things that the Waffle crew has been kind of like having underneath their streams. And then while they're doing that, Diaz basically deals with the doppelganger, which basically means murdering it, and then having Paulton dump it outside.
Yeah.
Literally.
And then we basically end the episode with Simon wanting to be a real boy permanently, and Alcoria true polymorph Simon to a real boy, and we're left with kind of an unsettling gaze on Simon as we pull out for this week. And that was a lot. That didn't sound like it, but a lot happened. So much happened.
So, Dylan, what do you think? Give us your thoughts.
I think it was very interesting. My only thing about this episode that I found kind of weird is that like we really went over a lot of the same sort of little things that we did at PAX Unplugged.
Mhm.
So it like really showed that Chris had planned this beforehand and hadn't like watched the PAX Unplugged episode to like rearrange things. So it was a little weird. Otherwise, a lot of the stuff was really interesting. I found the Diath Plurio stuff amazing. That was good.
Yes.
And I found it interesting that the Castellanter kids showed up, and the fact that Chris had them be the first Castellanters that the crew meets was interesting. Yeah, very interesting.
Rena is in the chat. Hello,
Hey.
Rena. Thank you for jumping in. Sima, Christmas was pure and good. It really was. It was just them kind of relaxing and hanging out. Sima says that Simon is just Perkins' agent of shipping now, which because that was one of the things that stuck out on the show to me was Simon basically heckling the group for not getting together.
Simon's had to deal with this for a long, long time. A long, long time.
I never thought of Simon as that. I thought he was kind of oblivious to that stuff, you know. He was just a simple like murder machine.
Yeah.
So it kind of took me by surprise when he's very aware of the dynamics in the group. Like I didn't think he would care about that, but he's noticed and he's just rolling his eyes at it basically.
Yeah, I mean, he's stuck in the middle of basically two pairs of ships passing in the night and just like them frustrating each other.
Because they are frozen, kind of. A little bit.
It's so weird because it's like, it's not like each relationship pining is like limited to like those two. Like the other people in the house know about it, about each relationship. So it's kind of like everyone's observing like this thing happening and not happening at the same time. And poor Simon, I understand. Poor boy.
It's true.
So now it's like Simon and Todd are the disruptors.
Simon, Todd, and Squidly. Just that those two need to be like kept apart from each other.
Who?
Squidly and Simon.
Simon.
Oh. Why? Because Squidly almost attacked Simon.
It's just, I think if they get on the same wavelength, it's trouble. It's a lot of trouble. Like
as we saw when they went and shot the gun and stuff.
Oh yeah, and then it's like you know what? Let's blame Evelyn.
Yeah.
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 Freaking kids.
All right, there's a whole bunch here. So, Simon is an agent of shipping or an agent of murder. True. Rena, I just called myself out. Okay. J. Dotver, Simon is spilling all the tea. Yeah, he didn't mince words at all.
Yeah.
He just was going after them, and I mean, there's a lot to say about Simon. Yeah, Rena points out that Simon is you guys can talk. Why don't you talk? And we talked a lot about Simon on the show before.
Yeah.
And now he's real, and now he's a little monster, you know.
I mean, he's a child. I mean,
he's a child. Yeah.
He's a horrible kid. He's a schemer.
Yeah.
Right.
He's an old man in a child's body.
That's what I was supposed to say. He's 90 years old, lived with Strix for like 50 years.
And it seems like he's going to cause a lot of problems.
Yeah, we'll see what that look means.
Probably.
I guess.
I mean, at least he has rights now in Waterdeep. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now, I'm wondering if there's child protective services in Waterdeep.
Obviously not, considering what's happening.
Obviously not. Yeah.
It's just a matter of time, I think, for him. I mean, I don't know what would his schemes be like. What is? He wants to be a bard. He idolizes Paulton, who's a terrible role model.
Yes.
Yeah, well,
He's annoyed that the group doesn't get together. He's finally a boy. The one thing I was thinking was he knows where
Mhm.
that sunken ship is. Remember when he
Yeah.
dove in?
Yeah.
But now he's just a little kid. He's not
Yeah. Paulton.
a
true.
robot that doesn't have to worry about breathing underwater.
Paulton can't get that wine anymore.
So he
true.
could go out there. And Chris, I think, didn't really specify whether there was other treasure in the ship.
Hmm.
If there was, Simon could just
Mm.
go get it, sneak out there and go get it. And like if he
And
brings the kids with him, they
Oh,
could all
God.
drown or get eaten by sharks. You know?
Mm. And there was the whole discussion about Simon having like a lifespan now as well.
Yeah.
And that whole hold at the end there, I don't like. First thought I had was that Simon was like, "Now, how do I become immortal again?" You know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what he would do in that regard, but
Yeah.
it's
know,
interesting to consider.
If he gets in a lot of trouble,
Hmm.
the group could just dispel the true polymorph. So he's back in his golem
Can
form,
you-
and they could easily get him out of town. Then just have somebody cast it again.
Let's see.
You know.
Mm.
Pretzel Mafia.
Okay.
Do you think the children will actually form an adventuring party like Simon proposed? What do you guys think?
I could see it.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, definitely see it. They considering if Jenks does get educated,
Uh,
and the rest of them are kind of like tutored by the Waffle crew. I could definitely see them adventuring around, like low level adventures.
well, I mean, I think Chris is the one who threw it out there,
Mm-hmm.
so I got the feeling like maybe he's planning on doing one episode soon. I
Because
mean,
I think they have their like the players have those characters down as well. Like they seem to shift
Yeah.
into them pretty easily.
but
But-
it's just like, who would Diath play? Is Diath gonna, or I mean, who would Jared play?
Maybe he could play Simon.
Does he play Simon?
He could
Oh,
play Simon.
God.
That'd be really.
He could just play
weird.
Waffles again, depending
Yeah.
on what it is.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But
Yeah.
Jared does like kind of that sinister thing like really well. Like I think he could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he had Jenks got along with those two Castle Lantern kids.
Oh no.
Those are the kids of one of the villains of the adventure, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poor sweet boy. Like
So they
Yeah.
invited him over. So we might be
Oh.
getting this kids adventure episode very soon. You know.
Either that or it's like
Sure.
either that or Jenks is in trouble if something
Yeah.
goes wrong.
I mean, 'cause if all
Maybe
the
not
kids,
Maybe
all-
not from the kids, but from the parents. Ugh.
Yeah. Mhm.
if all the kids
Yes.
are invited over, then it's like Simon and those kids are going to be in this mansion. And Simon's probably going to want to steal stuff, and they're going to stumble onto something they weren't supposed to see.
Yeah, Squidly's gonna want to lick something.
Yeah, probably.
Let's see.
That's actually a good point of them stumbling on something, because I actually looked at the Castle Lantern chapter in Dragon Heist right before we started,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and it says that the children aren't allowed in some of the areas of the house and are curious what's in there.
Oh.
So-
Future episode.
Yeah. If
Yeah.
they could all-
Also, the tiefling that was with them is also in the book. Actually,
Mm,
her
Yeah,
name
she's
is
cool.
Liba Rose, and
ooh,
she's their caretaker and private tutor.
nice.
Aha.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because we haven't necessarily seen the Castle Hunters at all. This could be like a way of
Yeah,
getting them in there.
Mm.
I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah.
Saima says if there are child protective services, then Diath would be in jail 3 times over already.
Oh, DF would 100% like Child Protective Service is nothing. Like DF would be in jail.
Mm. Yeah. Luca Troopa says, so is Simon a human specifically or just made of meat? I think he's a human.
Oh,
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Strix clarified that like human boy when she polymorphed.
I was kind of wondering if he's 80 years old
Mhm.
and they polymorphed him, if he would just become an old man.
oh, that would be. Oh boy, that would.
I didn't know that you
that
could
would be
pick
funny.
the age when you do a polymorph.
It's one of those weird things. True polymorph. The polymorph itself, I don't think you can actually do anything but a beast.
Yeah.
we obviously kind of bent that here because fun is more important than rules. But true polymorph, you can basically turn it into anything. So like you could turn it into like a young bronze dragon or an ancient bronze dragon, you know? So yeah, I could see the age thing.
Oh, you're
working.
right. That's true.
Yeah.
You're
Mhm.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you could do the age.
Mhm.
And I mean, it's a high level spell too, so it makes sense
Yeah.
that you would be able to have more control. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's a 9th level spell, so I mean, it makes sense if you can wish yourself young that you'd be able to mess around with
If only they thought turn him into a little elf boy.
it. Little, yeah, that would work.
I mean,
Uh,
that's
Rabbinic Bard Lich. Simon says Lich Simon. I think
yeah.
in 2nd edition there was like all these. I think there's all these Lich variants. I think per race. I'm not sure if there was a Bard Lich, but
Really?
there was like there's Elf Lich, Dwarf Lich. They
Yeah.
had all these special names and weird powers and stuff. They're pretty cool. Let's see. Rena says, yeah, he's human specifically. Sima says that it would be a DC 19 for the Dispel on the true polymorph. Or Diath could DM. Oh, that's a great idea, Simon.
Oh yeah.
Diath could DM and Chris
That's a
could
good
play
point.
Simon.
Mhm.
That's a really good
Yeah.
point.
They should do that. That's
Yes.
a great
Fun.
idea.
hmm
I like that because we've seen Anna DM on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We haven't seen the others, but Holly should DM. They should all
They
DM
all.
one
I
time.
mean, they've all public or yeah.
Although in this case, it might Jared might learn some spoilers, but yeah, he's fine with
I mean, he's good at like not
Yeah.
like
That's true.
keeping stuff tight-lipped if you need
Like,
the
having to play Plurio, he obviously
yes yeah.
spoilers.
yeah,
So.
he's great with that. He did a really
Yeah.
hmm
I licked the Asmodeus statue. Yes, that's one of the gross things that Squidly might do at the.
Squidly has built up probably quite the constitution, licking things like he's immune to disease at this point. He's
Although, like, spoiler alert, these devil worshippers, the word orgy gets thrown around with great frequency when it comes to these people. So it might, it might get a little.
Is this like is like, oh, they have a lot of leashes there. Where are all the dogs? Situation.
Oh no!
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 Those aren't hellhounds.
No!
Oh God.
No!
No.
Keep those kids innocent.
Ravenna says that Squidly is obviously going to be popular with the ladies when he grows up.
Oh my God. Okay. Wow.
Okay. Oh wow.
Why?
Because he licks things.
Oh! You!
That's so wrong.
You! Alright. Look at Troopa. He's a very worldly kid. Yes.
Oh no.
Scotty, not Zebediah's ultimate goal spell. Okay.
Mm.
Rena, ew, gross, stop. And then capital
Sorry.
letters.
No.
Oh no. Jane Dodber. Yeah.
Oh
no. Yeah.
So let's see. Pretzel Mafia.
That might actually be preferable to some of the stuff they might run into in that house. Honestly.
Poor Jinx. Jinx is such a good kid.
Yeah.
Pretzel Mafia says, how do you think Paulton and Simon's relationship will change? Or with the rest of the party? It's a great question.
Yeah, because the first thing that they that Paulton thought about was he just kind of like mentally checked out a little bit. He's like, oh, okay, I got to get rid of this. I got to go do this other thing. Don't know what's happening down here.
Paulton did that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What was that? Simon gets turned into a real boy and he just leaves?
I think it might make Paulton uncomfortable that Simon can actually like die now, and he's not just a construct that can be put back together.
Yeah.
And now there's a lot of responsibility attached too.
That's true.
It's not like the amount of like kind of like mental separation. It's like, oh, he's a construct. This fight's like, no, he's a kid now. Like,
Yeah.
This is a child. You have to take care of
You
him.
have to
Now
feed
he
him.
actually has to be your son.
Yeah, he has to be your son. You can't just have him be like your the device in which you transport, wine.
Yeah. Now you got to feed him 3 times a day. Make
Yeah,
sure
they have to.
he's breathing. He can respond to you with words.
Gotta send him to school.
Yeah. I'm wondering how he's gonna like. Yeah, I'm wondering how Paulton's gonna react now that like he can talk back to Paulton.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Like, it might be like a back and forth like comedy duo,
Yeah.
or Paulton could just like shut the fuck up, Simon.
6 times.
Please don't talk.
No
You
talking,
know?
Simon.
I don't know, man. A lot of
It's a very interesting question.
how will their relationship change? I think it's gonna go south. I think it's gonna go south with all members of the Waffle Crew,
Maybe.
even
Yeah.
Evelyn, because he's gonna say some nasty things to her, and it's gonna wear her down. I think.
Yeah, and Strix was right away. It's like, let's turn him right back. Let's turn him back into a doll.
Yeah.
Just like right away, right when DF stuff started coming up.
Dieth is gonna be conflicted.
Mhm. Well, he should have killed now that he's a real child. So
I think
Yeah.
I think Evelyn should detect evil on this kid.
Hmm.
Because he's
Maybe.
evil. I think he's probably evil.
That's one of those things. In 5th edition, detect good and evil doesn't work on humanoids anymore, does it?
Does it?
I always forget. No, it doesn't. It works on aberrations, celestials, elementals, fae, fiend, and undead.
yeah,
I know it's always been that question in previous editions, like the paladin uses detect good and evil and they find the villain immediately or something, that sort of thing. So I think that's why they changed it. But
yeah.
Luca Trooper says you can still put Simon back together. It's just going to take a lot more. Well,
Oh
okay.
no.
Sima. Paulton did turn around at the end of the episode. Yeah. Ravenna and Simon was calling him out too. What are you waiting for, Todd?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was a good thing.
Mm-hmm. And Rena says Paulton loves the son, but at the same time it's Paulton. So, yeah. What does that mean though? At the same time it's Paulton. What is
Paulton's
Paulton's
not
deal?
responsible.
This is a kid.
Paulton's not responsible.
You can't. It's a kid. You can't. It's like he can't treat the kid like a joke.
yeah.
If he brings this kid on adventures with him, it's like neglecting the kid and not protecting the kid. That's not a joke anymore. It's not a murder bot. It's a real little kid who could and will die. He's already died once.
He's died once. He's died.
It adds an interesting moral dilemma to all this. Yeah.
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 They got to teach him stuff. It's the same thing with all the other children. They're like cemented that they are responsible for these children. They're not just like these kids that just like happen to like hang out here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Pretzel Mafia says, since Simon is a real boy now, will he stop being depressed?
I hope so.
I think so.
He
didn't
gonna get real dark.
He didn't seem depressed at all.
Yeah, he seemed irritated more than anything else.
Yeah. he was ready to he's ready to do stuff.
Yeah.
Eat. On this episode he ate, he peed, he heckled.
Yeah.
Shot a gun.
Yeah.
And got in a fight.
He's very outgoing, and the whole thing about him, like, A, they only eat pies and he doesn't want to just eat pie.
Yeah.
B, the Waffle Crew having mouths and they can talk and they don't, and stuff like that. I find it very interesting that Simon is just like sort of pushing against the party's basic, like how they usually do stuff,
Yeah.
And I know Chris said on Twitter that he might have picked up a lot of their bad habits too.
Yeah, like
which is interesting.
I'm wondering if he's gonna if he's picked up more stuff from Strix, considering like
how much time,
like just had to.
Well, what did he pick up from her though? Like what traits?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a question.
She's cynical.
Yeah,
She's
true.
cynical, but she also has a like Strix has a very low frustration threshold.
Mm-hmm.
And she doesn't handle stress well.
Well, not at all.
No.
So let's see. Traits he might have picked up from the Waffle crew. So from Strix, cynical and frustration. Paulton,
God,
do whatever I want.
Paulton.
Yeah, I think not taking anything really seriously.
Yeah.
That's it. Yep.
Yeah.
Don't take anything seriously. What do you get from Diath?
God.
Oh gosh,
I would
that's
guess
a good question.
just from watching Diath kind of tear himself apart over mistakes he made, that I think that Simon would see that that's not obviously not doesn't work.
Diath.
Yeah.
That you should be more like Paulton and not care at all.
Yeah. Or Diath, or something that's maybe more tangible is that Diath, like with this episode, has a streak of like cold pragmatism to him, something that he occasionally like lets out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'd fit.
But then, what does he get from Evelyn?
Oh boy.
I think I know. A sucker is born every minute. I think that's what he gets from Evelyn.
Oh no! It's like I can take advantage
She's
of
so
people.
easy to take advantage of.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
that
Definitely.
is a good point.
I guess
Yeah.
manipulation.
Actually, yeah.
I guess manipulation. Just dealing with her like
That
something
makes
that
me
he
want
has-
Simon to die, honestly.
Yeah. Because he like he'll do like he'll push like the mom thing.
Yep.
If he's, like,
Yeah.
in trouble.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Okay. Yeah, I
she's-
can see that.
She's
Yeah.
like already comedically allowing them to do being way too permissive with
Yeah.
the kids.
Yeah.
She's
And
like
then they blamed her for the gun thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like the parent that like spoils them and is like the one you go to when like everyone else is mad at you. It's like, but mom, you
Mhm.
know.
I'm just picturing Evelyn as the mom from Mean Girls.
Yeah.
I'm a cool mom.
It's like my son can't do anything that's bad. It's my son.
Yeah.
Oh no. This is not a good recipe for stuff.
Let's see. Rena says there's so many ways it could go. The main thing is if Simon can learn to shut his trap. That is kind of the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering how Chris is going to run this. Is it going to be like Simon will learn and change, or is this how Simon is and the group is going to have to deal with it? That's my big question.
I'm wondering if Simon's gonna just like choose to stay more quiet, just so like, because he seems like he like to get what he wants. He needs to like act the way he always acted in front of them, and that he can like kind of like be chatty in front of like the children and stuff like that.
Strix told him no jokes, which crushed me because the first time he was human, he fired off all those awesome dad jokes.
I bet they want the jokes back. I bet they want the jokes back.
Yeah.
They told him not to do jokes, so this is what they get instead.
Yeah, you get like just getting called out like every 5 seconds by this
Yeah.
little construct.
Chris's revenge.
Yeah. Look at Troopa. Children are unaligned? Question mark.
Yeah.
A normal child would be. I don't know so much about Simon.
Simon's an odd case, yeah.
Do kids all start out chaotic neutral?
Some of them just never grow out of chaotic neutral.
I would even say chaotic evil, honestly. Like completely self-interested.
Yeah.
And then they sort of like,
Yeah.
Some don't.
Yeah,
Some
that's
stay
true.
forever.
Some don't.
Some never. And to me, Simon strikes me as one of those.
It's possible.
If they want Simon to be good, how do they do that? What do they do?
Oof.
Oh boy.
That's a big question.
It might be too late.
He's been with them
like he's had a
long time.
Yeah, he's had enough time to have his personality like settle. Like he's not a child.
I don't know. I think it would have to be something like really traumatic that he wouldn't have been able to experience as a construct.
Yeah.
It would have to be something really life-changing. to be able to do that.
Make Evelyn really mad.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Rena, he's died twice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He died. Okay.
No.
He died
well,
when they were
first-
in the Shadowfell.
Yeah.
What was the
This
other
one
two?
died once. The other one died.
Yeah.
How did that
Yeah,
one die? I don't remember.
Oh, it got smushed by a giant.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Simon got smushed by a giant.
But that was like Simon 1. This is like Simon 2.
Simon 2.
Anything that Simon 1 did, Simon 2 did not do.
It's true.
Simon 1 got smushed by a giant.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, I don't remember that.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
they made Evelyn instead of preparing Simon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Evelyn was made out of Simon 1.
Oh yeah.
That's a strange.
That is strange.
That is
Yeah.
a strange.
And
So
she did-
Simon 1 is now Evelyn's armor.
Yeah.
Huh.
Simon
That's weird.
2 has
That is
not, Simon 2 has not killed anybody yet.
true. He tried to kill the kobold.
Tried to kill, yeah. There's been attempts.
Yeah.
Sima says that maybe Simon is just Chris's way of upsetting the status quo. That would be
Mhm.
interesting.
Yeah.
Came out swinging.
I think so. That seems likely.
Mm-hmm.
It gives Chris. NPCs are funny because they give the DM a voice in the party.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
maybe Chris has stuff he wants to say
Mhm.
through Simon. You know,
Yeah.
maybe.
That's true. He doesn't really have any other NPCs besides Warrington that
Yeah.
he could do that with. When I think about it.
He should do it with Warrington. We need at
Ugh.
least 1 minute of Warrington per episode on average,
Yeah.
in my opinion. So we don't
Or we
quite
could-
get that, but we do. He has been going out of his way to give us just a slice of Warrington at least. in
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
one way or another. So,
Mm-hmm.
do you think that Chris? Do you think Chris is trying to stir them into progressing in their relationships, or do you
I
think
think
he
it's-
doesn't care?
I think it's something that you can kind of stir the pot with a little bit,
Yeah.
regardless of things. It's just something to kind of like push them in some direction, or just
Definitely.
yeah.
Well,
Because they've been playing around with it more recently.
Mm-hmm.
So like pushing them to go farther, I think, is definitely Chris's modus operandi here.
Yeah.
do you think he has a plan? Like once they get together, X happens. You know, because I mean, he did tease way
Maybe.
back when that. Although it's different now, but I mean, Strix and Dieth, when they touched, like there was like waves of energy
Yeah.
that went out.
I think
But that was because of the Skizix thing, and now she's a bee stinger. So
yeah.
I don't think that applies anymore.
It's true, but
Yeah.
it's still it.
And- Contracts are weird.
Yeah.
Infernal contracts are probably even more weird.
Mm.
But I think he probably has like contingencies for like both if either was to happen. Because players at some point might decide, maybe this isn't where they want to take their character necessarily.
Yeah.
For story, even though they kind of like played to it at a certain point. But yeah, characters grow and the players kind of sometimes want different things for their characters.
Yeah.
Rena says, glossing over hard things, hide things from the other. Ravenna, will they get him a poison dart crossbow? Hope
Don't
not.
know.
Why would you? You should not do that.
It's better than
Yeah.
the gun. It's better than the gun.
The gun's
That's
gone.
true.
now.
It is better than the gun, I guess.
Or is it? I mean, they already. Dieth. Precedent has been set. Dieth did give a dagger away. So
Rena says, I feel like he'd take hiding his true feelings from Evelyn and Dieth most habit-wise.
oh
Maybe.
yeah.
What are Simon's true feelings? He likes Paulton. He likes
And he
other
seems-
kids.
Okay with Dieth too.
Yeah.
He said. So
Yeah.
that's good to know.
It's good to know he doesn't like just secretly want to kill him.
Yeah.
Pretzel Mafia. I like the whole Simon teaches the children how to be adventurers, and they teach Simon how to be a good person.
Mm-hmm. I mean, those kids are good. I mean, Squidly's chaotic, but he's good. He's good kid. Now I think it maybe he did try to kill Simon.
Hmm.
He did try to push him off a roof.
Yeah.
Sima says they make him good through the power of love, which, I mean, Evelyn could just give him a mandatory 5-minute hug every day
I don't
Oh.
where
think
she
he likes the hugs that much.
radiates radiant energy and like infuses him with it,
Maybe
forces it.
he didn't seem super enthusiastic about the hug.
Yeah.
Maybe she should, like, he has to drink a glass of holy water every day.
Huh.
It's actually interesting to think about since Evelyn has been a construct and is now a human.
Mhm.
And like it was kind of played for laughs with the whole bathroom thing.
Mhm.
But I think Evelyn could give Simon a lot of like pointers in that
Oh yeah, like she knows what
interesting.
what that kind of like transition is like from
Yeah.
construct.
Yeah.
Rena says, what would happen when Simon gets hurt and bleeds for the first time?
Oh, that's gonna be
Yeah,
that's right. He doesn't
Yeah.
know necessarily what pain feels like.
Yeah.
He might think he's immortal or whatever. Yeah, and that first time he gets hurt, it's gonna be weird.
Yeah.
And he might
God, he's a teenager. Oh no.
Yeah,
he might
like,
freak out. How old is he right now? I mean,
I
like,
don't know.
as far as
I
his
guess-
body goes, what is he, like 10?
I think he may be comparable to the other kids, maybe.
Yeah. Which I know Squidly and Jinx are both like 8, and Nat
Mhm.
is like 10. So
Yeah.
Oh,
somewhere in that range.
so 8
And
to 10.
then the Castellanter kids are also 8. So
Probably around that area. It's just old enough to
Yeah.
get in trouble on their own.
They should all
Yeah.
have bicycles.
Hardy bicycles.
Tiny.
Do they have
I like it.
bicycles in D&D?
It doesn't matter. They should.
They should.
Because then they could be like the Stranger Things kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at Troopa. Oh. Okay, so Simon gets wounded and he tries to put the blood back in. Oh, that's depressing. Ravenna. Warrington. I say Pippin kindly defecate or vacate the privy room.
God, those
Yep. Pretzel Mafia says, I'm really looking forward to seeing Simon and Warrington interact. You know,
yeah.
Warrington
true.
might be the one who can instill
Warrington might just be
discipline
like,
in
this is
Simon.
a new kid.
Mhm.
What do you think Warrington would call Simon?
I don't know.
Evil bastard.
I don't know what Warrington would do that.
I don't
I
know
would-
if Warrington like cares if he.
That's true. I don't know that he would care.
Warrington could run him through military school
Oh yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe.
and
Oh God.
use the lure of the gun as a way to keep Simon to behave.
Paulton really needs to keep better care of that gun.
If you eat all of your Brussels sprouts, then we can go shoot something. You know,
Yeah.
that kind of a thing.
Is it Simon that loves the gun, or is it Squidly that loves the gun more?
That's a good point.
Squidly.
Squidly.
Totally.
There's a lot of kids with guns in these new episodes.
This is a dangerous house. It's a dangerous house. One's like armed with another one has like a secret dagger.
Warrington Munt is not a responsible gun owner, I have to say.
You know what? Warrington might actually be a responsible gun owner. Paulton is not. Because no one's taken
True.
no one's taken like Warrington's guns away from him.
It's true.
I just thought about the gift baby that Maz sent to Chris, and I'm thinking, when do gift children learn how to shoot guns?
Already.
Like, what age would a gift?
Once they can hold it.
I would imagine, like, when they're born to celebrate, everybody shoots their guns in the air. So it's probably like,
Or it's like it's very little time for like you're born and now you're in like child military school now. We need you to be a good mercenary kid.
and every birthday, like, they blow something up, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They blow up the birthday cake. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they blow out the candles with like a rifle.
Here's a pinata. Shoot it.
Yeah, they have a pinata and they open fire on it. That's what they do.
Yep. Gift birthday party is our thing. Man. I like it.
Yep. Pretzel, let's see. Okay, Sima. Chris has a Sandra zombie he can always stick on them. A Sandra zombie?
Ugh.
His wife, right?
Yeah.
Is that Paulton's wife?
Yeah.
Oh. Well,
which we'll see where that goes.
Yeah, I'm wondering if yeah, I don't know where that's going. They did say in the end of episode 120 that they wanted to look into that.
Yeah.
The Mossy coin and Relissa and Kagan.
Yeah.
But
Although it seems like they're going to deal with Manchun, have to deal with Manchun very soon, because Manchun is like literally down the street from them.
Yeah, and Manchun is mad because
Manchun,
they kind of pwned him.
They embarrassed him in front of his men. They turned him into a chicken with one mechanical wing.
Yeah, Manchun. It was a whole bunch of bad guys too with
Yeah.
Manchun in the group.
And one of Manchun's things is like he's a clone of the original Manchun, so he's already got like identity issues and like trying to prove himself.
Mm-hmm.
So now they've embarrassed him even more, and it's like, oh, fuck no. You know?
Let's see, Sima. The kids could become the 9 Hells Angels. Oh, on their bikes. I suppose so. Yeah, they could be like a little gang, a little adventuring gang. Ravenna, GIF, military discipline. Paulton's gun blew up. Yeah, so yeah, they were on the roof shooting the gun, and Squidly and Simon got into an argument, and the gun fell right off the roof, and it blew up.
Yeah. Yep.
I was wondering if somebody of a citizen was going to get like hurt from that.
You know what? We're seeing this episode. We're already seeing the benefits of Diaz's like position in the Lord's Alliance, because they just like, yep, okay, like those guards just saw the body and it's just like, all right,
yeah,
no
biggie.
The rest of the group wasn't aware that Diaz had been.
I mean, they had like moments before, like it was like doppelgangers are in the house time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so now Diaz is the group has some leeway as far as that kind of thing. Although I'm still wondering about the I would imagine the neighbors will complain about this gun explosion.
That is not the loudest explosion that they've heard, or the most destructive explosion that they've heard. So this is probably like, okay, this is a step up. We haven't heard a house-shattering explosion in a couple of weeks.
I would imagine if a neighbor across the street saw Paulton dumping a dead body out of the second floor window into the street, that they would probably complain.
Yeah. I mean, it was a doppelganger body, so it's weird. It's not like Everon where changelings are just a thing.
21 gun salute out of the womb. I could see that. Makes sense to me. Look at Troopers. Simon makes it his goal to reverse the curse that makes gunpowder in Forgotten Realms not work. I think it does work, right? Or smoke powder works, right?
Smoke powder is weird.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rena, Evelyn learned how to use a dagger at age 4, so maybe a similar age. Paulton said that he couldn't tell it was Sandra, but he knew it was her. Which makes me worry that Sandra is actually alive.
Yeah,
that seems like a Perkinsonian twist.
It does.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
She's still.
It would definitely throw a wrench into like the whole like Evelyn thing as well, like the Paulton Evelyn's like your wife is still alive, and.
But why? Okay, so either the people who came to get her wanted to kidnap her and put a fake body in there instead, or she wanted to fake her death for some reason.
Because we know like practically nothing about her. Like you said, nothing.
Yeah. So it's weird. Like, did she just want to get away from Paul?
Like really, the only thing we really know is that he was happy and that they were comfortable enough to like have a good, like a decent dwelling. So.
I mean, she could have just broke up with him.
Yeah.
True.
Didn't have to maul your face or whatever.
I mean,
that's like, somebody putting like a hit on their spouse because they want to get out of the marriage. It's like, okay, you couldn't just, why?
Yeah.
All right, how bad would this be if Diaz had his exes, right? And then they met Paulton's wife, and they liked Paulton's wife, and Paulton's wife liked them. So
that's just messy all around.
They ditched Diaz, and they snatch Paulton's wife, and now Paulton's wife and them are all together.
That's a very
Yikes.
unusual.
You know, I actually could see that working.
I see that working. Just me.
That's scary, but yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
that would
could
be a
see
pretty
that.
big coincidence because,
Yeah.
but
That more messes up Paulton, considering like Diaz is already kind of like they already betrayed Diaz, so Diaz already kind of like
Yeah.
on the outs with them.
how weird would that be?
Oh, it'd be super strange.
I
like that. I like that a lot, actually.
Ravenna Elminster making fun of Manchun.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yes, it's true. And the Black Staff would probably be laughing at him too. Yeah. Look at Troopa. FR has a whole thing where Gond made it so that gunpowder doesn't work, which halted the technological progress in the field of guns until smoke powder was discovered. Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
It's weird. I didn't know there was a difference between gunpowder and smoke powder.
Yeah, it says in Dragon Heist that smoke powder is like magic. So,
Mhm.
you know.
Okay. So it's not like alchemy kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rena says, my idea was that she was already planning on taking her death and being a part of that group for whatever reason. Maybe that's something. But why would she leave Paulton? Like, we don't really know a lot about the relationship. But it sounds like, at least on his end, it was going fine.
I mean, that's always the case, though. It's like everything's fine. It's not fine.
Yeah. It's really something we have to wait for more information before we can really like dig into it, you know.
But thinking if you're the DM, you know, what would you do? You know.
Yeah.
It's always fun. I always enjoy trying to guess where Chris is going. I mean, I'm always wrong, but I always enjoy kind of like trying.
Because it would be like, as far as like tension and like complication, like it's 2 for 1 basically. You have both Diaz and Paulton.
Oh gosh, yeah,
and this thing.
And if like what we said with like her coming back would do the Evelyn thing too, so you already have 3/4.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because it would push Evelyn to kind of like encounter her film, which she hasn't really done lately. Like
it's true.
Has Evelyn ever had a relationship with anyone?
I don't know. I don't think
aside from Lathander.
No, I probably not.
Yeah,
not like serious.
Evelyn never did.
I don't, as far as we know, I guess.
All through Paladin school.
I know.
I mean, she's very dedicated to Lathander, so
there's never like someone who is just as devoted, and they studied together.
But the thing is, though, like she's talked about, like I think was it in the when she was dead, like her feeling conflicted about like pursuing a relationship because like Lathander comes first in her mind.
Yeah,
that's funny.
It is.
Lathander
like, that's intense.
Lathander is her boyfriend.
Speaking of Evelyn stuff, her brother sent her a letter in this episode.
Yes.
And is now the sheriff of Amphale. And Evelyn did an insight check, and Chris said something about he might be doing it to impress somebody.
Oh.
Who do you guys think he might be trying to impress?
I don't.
What do you think's going on there?
Be the captain of the guard in Amphale.
Yeah.
Impress somebody. No idea.
I mean, it could be just like one of those things where like, hey, sister, no one thought I could do this, but look where I am. Look, that sort of thing. Like
maybe
I succeeded at this.
I don't know. That line of just he might be doing it to impress somebody. Really, like, there's a reason Chris said that. Like, that's not just something you just say.
I'm counting down the time until we actually get him.
Oh yeah.
On the show.
Oh yeah.
Sounds like a guest star.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
Definitely. Right.
Because I really want to see him on there because like he can like ruffle Evelyn like no other person, like just kind of like get past like her kind of like wall of pleasantness and just kind of get at her.
Yeah.
And I do wonder if he might be like the spur that finally pushes them to go into Undermountain and deal
Yeah.
with like the Evelyn's dad stuff.
Yeah,
know?
because like his like the tension, it seems like, is like, you weren't here when mom was gone. You weren't here when like dad was, when
Yeah.
father died. It's like, why don't you do something about it? Or
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
yeah.
All right, let me get through these real quick. Rena, my idea was that she was already planning to taking her death and being a part of that group for whatever reason. Let's see, Scotty. What if Diaz's old ex was actually Paulton's wife, and she faked her death due to her life of crime and not wanting to hurt Paulton?
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
Possible.
Rena. Let's see, Scotty. I think he was just trying to impress his sister. Oh, the brother trying to impress Evelyn.
Maybe.
Then a sheriff of Notting Amphale, and Rena impress a girl or getting back on Evelyn's good side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We don't. Yeah, we never met this guy. Anna actually talked a little bit about him when she was on this show once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Evelyn's got an interesting history in real life where Anna actually ran Evelyn on a different show once because she was different, but her and her brother were there. So
Yeah.
it's
It
weird.
always seems like every time Anna talks about like Evelyn and her brother, there is like so much like tension there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, even in this episode when she got the letter, she was
Yeah.
like trying to pump herself up to do it and then just immediately put it away when
back,
something
yeah.
else came up.
Avoid it as
Yeah.
much as possible.
And Rena says Evelyn always says that Brick was mad at her, but they haven't talked since the letter. What if they both think they blame each other? Could be. Yeah.
That is possible, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we're just about out of time, but there was a couple of things. Okay, I was looking in the subreddit,
Mm-hmm.
and people keep talking about this.
Mm-hmm.
What to do when the group hits level 20?
Mm-hmm.
It's just like suddenly, ever since the Q&A, it's like a kind of like a hot topic.
Yeah.
And the consensus, a lot of people want to see the players play the kids as their new characters.
Mm-hmm.
What do you two think about that?
Yeah, I think that like I don't think we're gonna get to Messel until like I don't think that's gonna be an issue for a really long time. And I think they're gonna stay these characters, but like have like the occasional side adventures with the kids if necessary. But yeah, I think the way Chris is playing it, that like they get leveled in accordance to like where the story is. And so like once they reach 20, it's gonna kind of be like time for these characters to go. And I imagine that's gonna be a long time.
Yeah. And I think, I mean, based on where we're at now, what year is this in DCA? It's like the third year, right? So that long away, it could be another 4 or 5 years, possibly. So like the show will have had a good run. I don't know that.
You think?
I don't know that DCA would keep going. You know,
more years. You think?
Maybe.
Yeah, because I think that's the speed of which like
that we're at now.
Yeah.
You know,
that's a long time.
I know.
And the show has, as far as like a stream show, has survived a lot. They've played for a long time so far.
It's true, but like I think DCA will have its run, and I don't know if they'll have to play anybody else. You know, it really depends on what the players want to do. If they want to, they might start a new show or something. I don't know, but it's one of those questions.
Maybe Chris won't want to do another one after this.
Possible. That's possible. Yeah.
Right? Because if they go another 4 years, I would imagine at that point the pressure to do it all again is going to feel like a lot.
The amount of like, it's like snowball as far as like the amount of like, because these characters have already built up a lot of like investment, and like the longer you go, the more that's going to be, because like those characters are wounded out. They have that history, and like you might as well like have a different show at that point if you're going to have like new characters, because it's just like if you spend 4, 5, or 6 years with those characters, it's like those and only those characters. The show is pretty much those characters.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you think of Dice Camera Action, you're going to think of them. And it's
Yeah,
sort of like
exactly.
Acquisitions Inc. When you think of Acquisitions Inc., you think of Omen and Jim Darkmagic.
Mhm.
So, and and who knows where they're going to be at in their lives in 4 or 5
Exactly.
years.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
You just don't know anything.
Yeah. I mean, that's the same thing with every campaign. It's like you don't know real life stuff happens.
Yeah.
And I mean, gosh, I hope this doesn't happen, but who knows where D&D is going to be at in 4 or 5 years from now?
Mhm.
It's true.
I hope it's fine. It seems like
Based
it
on
will
where
be.
it's at now, I think it'll be fine. But
Yeah.
it's one of those things.
Time, 5, yeah, a couple years is a long time in some of these things. Who knows where we'll be?
Yeah. Sima, I want them to hang out with Lathander for a while, and the fun RP that would come out of that at level 20.
Mhm.
Yeah. Really, that's what level 20 is all about,
Yeah.
I think having their characters reach the ends of their stories and like meet all of these cool people and become like those cool upper echelon D&D characters
Yeah.
is really freaking cool,
Yeah, like as far as like an ending for them, I'd like if they do like stop at like high level.
Yeah.
Like it would be cool, yeah, for them to be like official characters and like lore and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Like a spell, like in the 6th edition playbook, like a strike spell or like gutter is in the DMG, things like that. I think that would be really
Because
cool.
I mean, like
that would be cool.
grand scheme of
Lightfall.
things, like where they are at now, like they're as legit as like Drizzt is and stuff like that in the Forgotten Realms.
True. That's true.
Yeah, I think Drizzt has been around so long though, and
But I mean, but Drizzt has a history. But like, as far as like
he has his
weight of
novels.
character, yeah.
Also, there's another thing I wanted to ask you guys about.
Mhm.
So, Jarlaxle, the Castlanters, and Manchun have all been introduced.
Mhm.
And based on something that happened in this episode where Diath heard like wings when he was talking about the Stone of Galore.
This and Tarm.
And then the Castlanters immediately left.
I think that was an invisible imp.
That's what I was thinking too.
Mhm.
Exactly. So basically all the villains know about the stone and all of that.
Yeah.
So where do you guys think Chris is going to have that go down?
I think they're going to probably have them all kind of mesh around like the vault somewhere around there.
Okay.
I think they're
That's
gonna
what I was thinking.
hook up with the Viper again, go down because I know that she has it now.
Yeah.
And they're probably gonna wait for them to open it and then just have like this just intense like encounter with all of them.
I mean, Xanathar is wiped out.
Xanathar's
but they
gone.
would have to deal with Jarlaxle's crew, the Castlanters, and the Zentarim, and Esvel and whoever she has with her.
Yeah.
I really want to see more Esvel and Diath.
We're gonna have to have her at least. Like they've said that she has the stone, so we're definitely gonna see her again at some point soon.
At least one more episode. Yeah.
Yeah, at least hopefully. Let's see. Luca Trooper says, I kind of would like for them to have shifted settings by the time they'd reach level 20. I think that just depends on the books.
Yeah.
I mean, if they do like a Planescape thing, then they will go to Sigil.
Yeah.
So
based on how things have gone, I think eventually they will. Yeah.
Well, I think once this gold issues, they still have those. They've hung onto those objects this entire time.
We'll probably start to get hints about what the new adventure is.
Yeah.
Early next year, because I mean, June is usually when they do their big stream to announce the new adventure.
We'll be through this.
Right now, we're like neck deep in books that just sort of came out.
Yeah,
I don't feel like they're going to go to Ravnica anytime soon, but I could be wrong.
No, neither do I. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's going to be a big adventure like hardcover book with Ravnica. So really the question is like, where would it be? You know, would it be Planescape? Would it be Spelljammer? Would it be Eberron? You
Yeah.
know,
Once I read Mad Mage, I might have a better guess, but I would guess Planescape is next. Or, I mean, I would like it to be Spelljammer. I just don't think they're going to put out just one adventure that's Spelljammer because
yeah,
a lot of people just don't like Spelljammer. So it's kind
Mhm.
of like
fair.
something that's you might want to shift to the side, like put that out in addition to something else
Yeah,
that
'cause I think
everybody's into.
yeah, or like something that's it's still like thing with Planescape, it's still kinda different setting, but still plays with the Forgotten Realms stuff. I think that's what they
Yeah,
wanna keep eye on is a bit of a focus no matter where they go on, Faerun, like,
base.
lore and Faerun items.
All right, we're like totally out of time. I want to
Alright,
hammer through these super
Okay.
quick.
cool.
Spiegelstern. D&D is overwhelming at level 16 plus. Gosh, we have not really gotten to that high. We will get there, I think, but I couldn't tell you. I have played. Actually, no, on Orchard on level 16. It's not. It's
Hmm.
not that bad actually.
It's really fun. My home group is level 16, and it's different, definitely, but
Yeah.
it's fun.
Sima, a one-action Leomund's hut named after Paulton. Yeah, I know they have
Yeah.
some like legal problems with some of those named spells.
Yeah.
So maybe they should. I don't know. I don't know.
I
Will
mean,
people be
they might
mad?
they still might have some legal problem. I guess the one thing that keeps the characters from being necessarily official is that they've stated before that, the Waffle crew are owned by their players, and they just kinda, like, make
Mhm,
licensing deals based on that, so
mhm. Roddy Sniper, Seppa's gaze into reality. The character can ask the DM one question directly. That's good. I like that.
Mhm.
That's a really good
Yeah.
idea. I like that idea. Sima, I'm not sure if Chris has seen Dark and Dicey, but if he gives the stone the same attitude as Google MacGuffin, I couldn't be happier.
Yeah.
Why Google's weird. Ravinna, Reforged Lightfall, major relic of the Morning Lord. Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Yeah, definitely. Spiegel, I'm glad they don't go to Ravnica, and this is handled by the AI. I haven't
Mhm.
seen the show yet. Hopefully, I'll have seen it by next week.
It's
But
good.
sounds like that was really good. So
Yeah, like, AI can be a little more wild with, like, what goes on, like, they
Yeah, I
visited,
mean,
like, real world, so
between fourth edition and like D&D Next, they already went from the Nintir Vale setting to Forgotten Realms,
Mhm.
and now they're in Ravnica. So
Yeah, I mean,
uh,
once you reach going into, like, our world, it's like all bets are off at that point.
that's true. They've come to fucking Earth.
Once
Yeah.
Scotty, maybe Ravnica will be the new AI setting. That's what it sounds like. So Sima says the same thing. Pretzel Mafia, I want to see the Waffle Crew go to the Feywild. Yeah, that'd be cool.
that'd
Oh,
be
They should
cool. Oh,
at least
Baba,
go there for a
that's,
moment. Yeah.
Baba Yaga stuff.
Baba
It
Yaga.
seems like sooner or later we're going to see Baba Yaga on the show.
Yeah, like,
Yes, please.
bringing that up, the hags and all the other stuff is
we'll see how they resolve Evelyn being in Ravnica with the AI folks.
Hmm.
Rena guesses Planescape because of Strix. I agree. Well, and yeah, and they've been kind of teasing the Planescape
they
stuff
have
for a very, very long
and
time.
they have, like, it's not just Strix, like, DF has, like, intense ties to that too, as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it would
That's
be,
true.
like, a good thing for, like, later on.
My guess is and yeah, that's about it. Spiegel,
Hmm.
Planescape is very special, yes. So, all right, everybody, we're a little over, but whatever. Thank you, everybody in the chat for chiming in. I really appreciate it. Makes the show a bajillion times better.
Yes.
And there's no Dice Camera action next week.
No.
Might do a show. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. See if we
See.
could, because I mean, I haven't seen Acquisitions Inc. yet. We could go over all of that.
Okay.
And if there's another Cthulhu's story, oh shoot,
They'll have both of those, yeah.
Cthulhu's, I'll just say real quick. It's only 40 minutes long. It's an easy thing. You just listen to it. It was really this first part was just them hanging out on this made-up holiday of Cthulhu's, and they just kind of goofed around, and it was fun. So
Yeah.
Sean, you got any plugs?
Yes, tomorrow, Friday, I am on Lower Dash Town where we're playing Witch Girl Adventure, which is like a witch girls in like witch high school, and it's great so far, and that's at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And then along with after that, regular Saturday games of Hell's Rebels at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, where we have fought one of Thrune's lackeys, Juan, and we're kind of progressing. So little bit of
You're
a
on
new
book 2,
chapter.
right?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fighting.
Dylan, you got any plugs?
I do. So Thursdays at 1 p.m. Eastern Time on the Greyhawk channel, you can see us also deal with Baba Yaga and other stuff in Secrets of Castle Greyhawk, where we explore D&D's original Mega Dungeon. And according to Sean, we might be doing Lost Laboratory of Qualish, which is very interesting to me. And then Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time on this channel, Power Square RPG, we're going to be doing Waterdeep Dragon Heist, where we are also going to be looking for the Stone of Galore in Chapter 4. So come watch.
Yep. So, also, if you can, check out my blog. You can just Google Power Square RPG, and you will find it. I've been writing about the shows that I've been on, and trying to finish up my Dragon Heist guide, which I really fell behind on. I want to finish that thing up so I can put the PDF version on the DM's Guild, and I've got to start the Mad Mage guide. So a lot of work to do, but
That's a dense one.
Finally getting somewhere with it. So thank you, everybody. Oh, I better check my buttons because we're gonna do that again. So yeah, and also don't forget Saturday, Power Score RPG on this channel. I'll be running Hell's Rebels. I'll be doing Dragon Heist at 3 p.m. Eastern, and then Hell's Rebels at 6:30 Eastern, and then on Sunday, I'm going to be doing Dungeon Academy, which is the show which is made up of people who just were fans of Dice Camera Action and wanted to play D&D. Now we're on episode 26, and they're going to be in Eberron, going through Lisa Chen's Adventurers League adventure, looking for a piece of the Route of 7 Parts. So thank you very much, everybody, for watching, and we'll see you again next time.